Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Looney, and today my count is sitting at 64,000, and I actually want to highlight a few things today with the market, my portfolio, and some IPO plays. But before getting into this video, quick shout out to the Discord. It is free to join, and then I also offer a premium membership, and that's $8 a month, and that gives you access to one-on-one coaching, trade callouts. I have an option selling course. I do giveaways and more. You can check it out. All the links that are in the description. So let's actually start with the IPOs because I actually just got mentioned in someone's video, and that is O'Neil. He's a YouTuber and he does similar content where he's trying to build wealth and obviously show his journey. And you guys should definitely check him out because he actually mentioned doing tomorrow's IPO, which is Gemini. And he actually highlighted myself for doing an IPO that I guess inspired him. And that was bullish, which I got a really good return on. And I sold it at probably the top, I believe. I sold it at 115 for a profit of 1,500. I got a lot of shares with this one, so I was able to make a pretty good amount. And I actually sold it higher than what was the top, at least on this chart. And he mentioned Gemini, so we'll look at that one right now. This is another one where I actually did 300 shares. I have queued. This is a type of play that I give out to my Discord, and I'm really excited for this. This one's only $26. I think that's really cheap. And of course, you have to do a little bit more. So I did $31. That's at least what they make you do. So I have 300 shares queued for $9,000 for tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll get entirely filled because with Robinhood and other brokerages, you don't really get that full fill most of the time. And we'll actually get into Figure in a second and you'll see what I mean. But this is a crypto exchange and it obviously offers trading. You could trade Bitcoin or other cryptos, buying, selling. And they do really well with their advertisements. They also offer a credit card you could use with crypto. So pretty interesting stuff with Gemini. They're really powerful. They're really big in the space. So really excited to see what happens with them. And like I said, I'm going to look at today's IPO that happened, and that was Figure. And if I'm being honest, I didn't do much research on this company, but I saw that an IPO today, so I kind of just wanted to get in on it, at least catch that trend upwards with the market. And I did a queue for 100 shares, and unfortunately, I did not get all those shares. I only got one share filled, and I looked on the internet, most people were in the same boat as me, despite having different requests. Some people requested thousands, me, myself, 100, only got one share. I'm not sure why that Robinhood does this. It could be that they want to show their numbers showing that a lot of people were involved in this IPO, or maybe some kind of glitch, or just overall they couldn't allocate appropriately. So with this, only one share, and I made a profit of 30% or $7, so nothing crazy. And this is a pretty disappointing IPO to say the least. And I don't know if I sold at the top, but I'm okay with missing out on a few dollars. But Gemini, I'm a little bit more excited for. I obviously put a lot more money into that one, so I'm a lot more optimistic. And you can see my portfolio is doing really well, up $900 today. And I want to highlight why. Why did the market actually move today? And it's pretty interesting because we had some data that came out today. We had some inflation data and some that actually met. We had the CPI, the PPI that actually they met expectations. So that's actually pretty good. We're going to see some rate cuts, hopefully in a few weeks. It could just be that the rate cuts are already priced in and it might be a sell the news event when they actually announce rate cutting. But as for now, the market is actually doing well off this news. And there's not really much stopping this market as we could see. But me, myself, I'm not going super heavy into any trades. Sure, I am missing out on those crazy plays that you're hearing all over the internet. For example, we had Open. Open is one that is absolutely soaring. And unfortunately, I was not able to catch this. And I don't want to FOMO in because I don't want to catch the top. I don't want to be the one that gets left in the dust. So this one is up 300%, year to date 500%. So pretty crazy, and people are still going to be begging me to buy into this, but I probably won't unless we see some crazy move and there's still some demand. A lot of this is retail. If we just look at this, Robinhood, a lot of buyers, Not really much movement with the insiders or hedge funds, according to Robinhood. So I'm not buying into this. Is this a good buy? I'm not sure. But obviously, it is a risky play. Do your own research. But me, myself, simply just staying away from open. I don't think it's a bad play, just not what I'm looking for right now. But again, we had some of my plays or some of my investments. We had Mara kind of sideways. Riot was actually down today, which is probably a good thing for my portfolio because I have a lot of hedging going on. My options were actually green. I was up $700 from that. And on the other hand, my position was actually down 360. So I'm totally okay with seeing some drop or volatility with Riot. Oscar sideways. SoFi, of course, doing its thing, constantly just overpassing its resistant line. And who knows, we might see $30 soon. But I'm not getting too eager or too rushing into this. I'm just being patient, sitting with what I got. I have 400 shares, not planning to buy anymore. But a new position, I already mentioned it, was ASTS in yesterday's video. And this one, I don't know if I bought the dip, but I am green already and only bought 5 shares. And if it does continue to decline or goes red, I will buy more. Otherwise, I'll just simply hold. I don't plan to sell this anytime soon. But a big gainer today was HIMS. HIMS, another position that I'm just simply holding. I'm actually up 8% on the day. I have 68 shares. I do want to get 100 shares at some point, but right now the market seems a bit hot. We're seeing SPY hit new highs, NASDAQ, QQQ, you name it, everything is up. Everyone is sort of sounding like a genius, or everyone's thinking they're smart, investing into something. And really, there's not many losers out there. So that's why I'm a little concerned with where the market is or where it's heading. Perhaps we might see some pullback soon. Who knows? But I am prepared for that. I am prepared for some sort of volatility spike. So I do have that cash, but I also have that covered calls or those hedging. Now, most of my cash is in that IPO for Gemini, and I'm totally okay with allocating that because I want to quick flip this, but also I'm doubting that I'll get that full fill. I might get 1 or 2 shares if we're being honest, but it would be cool if I got a bunch for Gemini and make some good money on a single day. And then also to the upside, I am doing crypto. I'm just buying every day into crypto. I don't really pay attention day to day with where it is, but obviously doing pretty good. Today it's up 1%. My biggest positions are Ethereum, Doge, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin I actually sold a bunch, and that's why it's not my biggest holdings, but I'm hoping that I do grow this position more. It's only 1,700, so a lot of my money is in those crypto mining stocks, so I'm not really missing out too much, but Bitcoin is probably the place you want to be if you want to be involved in crypto. You don't want to go too crazy trying to find some other names like altcoins. Really, it's just crypto and then others. But I had some fun plays. I have Dogecoin. This is one of my biggest gainers, up 47%. Takes up about 5% of my portfolio, so pretty big in my portfolio. And I do take profits sometimes on crypto if it seems a little euphoric, or if me myself I'm feeling euphoric, I will take some profit. I kind of have a rule for myself where if I take a screenshot of my profit, that's kind of a good indicator for me to take some off the table. And I'm not taking all of it, just taking small amounts. And similar way with buying, I'm not buying heavy, just doing small buys, Dogecoin and Bitcoin, doing $3 a day. So not making major buys, but I'm just simply building these positions, catching that upside. But if we do see some downturn, I'm totally okay with that as well, holding that cash on the sidelines for that volatility. And yeah, so big thanks to O'Neill. I appreciate you actually watching my videos. It's good to see that people are out there enjoying my videos and being able to help from it or be able to work from it and benefit. So I'm sure Gemini is going to be a really good play tomorrow, but we'll see. IPO season is actually proving that it's not all winners. We did see Bullish do good. We saw Circle do well, but Figure kind of struggled today. Gemini coming up. But the market today did show strength, but who knows? Who knows what's actually going to happen in the future? So stay patient, always hedge, don't chase, and you could ride these waves. Until next time, peace.